go into the why. Why did this happen? And how can we stop stuff like this from happening in the future? I'm not here to talk about campus security or any of that type of stuff like that. That's not nothing to do, right? You want to be doing stuff like that. I mean, it shouldn't be no weapons anywhere on campus unless this is a sharpshooter or something like that. Facts. And we'll be able to see if there's anything like that in this. So before we get to any opinions, let's go over some of the facts, all right? So the date and time of the shooting occurred September 10th, 2025. That's today at approximately 12:10 noon, okay? During an event at the Utah Valley University in Orem, Utah. Yes, Orem, Utah. Who knew people was getting lit up there, okay? The event context, Charlie Kirk, 31, was speaking as a part of the American Comeback Tour, okay? It says his first stop. This was his first stop. Now, you can call me a conspiracy theorist, but I would say it was somebody behind this that, well, my brother said it too. Some higher ups that didn't want this tour to happen. They was looking at Charlie Kirk like they was looking at Tupac. Like he had something to say and people was probably going to start listening. You understand? We're going to go over the controversial question that was being asked right when he was getting, executed, okay? But this was the comeback tour and it was the first stop. A weird little town. I don't know how that happened. But it was organized by Turn Point USA. So circumstances. The shot was fired during a Q&A session. Now, in 2025, oh my God, in 2025, it's very difficult to have conversations without it being escalated. It's extremely difficult for people to not get in their feelings when you have a difference of opinion with them, right? So we're going to get to the question that was being asked when Charlie Kirk was executed in a minute, okay? The circumstances, it says the shot was fired during a Q&A session while he was speaking. It said with video capturing Kirk recoiling and bleeding from the neck. You understand? So now, this is where it gets scary, the location of the shooter. Authorities believe the shot was fired from a nearby campus building, identified as the Losi Center rooftop, roughly 200 yards away. Now, how they know that, I have no idea. Sometimes this stuff looks like a movie to me, but we're going to get to the immediate aftermath. I want you guys to consider. We all have opinions on stuff. Like the world is crazy right now. Even me, I live outside the country because I can't deal with the crap that's going on in the U.S. You guys are brave. Enjoy yourselves. Stay safe. Hey, what's up? C.H. Britt said hi. What's going on? Eugenio Dela Cruz said hi. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? All right. I appreciate you guys attending the live stream, man. So let's get to it. This is crazy what's happening because there's no such thing as freedom of speech. That's an illusion, man. Freedom of speech is the biggest lie in the world. You cannot have an opinion. You cannot have freedom of speech without expecting backlash or being canceled. But now it's even worse. And this is not even anything new. We've seen it with the civil rights movements, all the activists of the past and stuff like that. Anytime you speak freely on your opinion or what you think or whatever, you're in danger of the hellfire that is coming from these people. You understand what I'm saying? Now we have all these different sections and sectors and movements and all of that stuff, and everybody's sensitive and in their feelings and all of that. So if you voice your opinion publicly, you are literally putting yourself in danger. But activists, a lot of activists such as this, I'm pretty sure they know the dangers of their work and they just feel like their message and their mission is important enough for the risks, right? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Would you consider doing this line of work? Do you have a position? Do you have a message that you believe is strong enough to put your life at risk like this? So it says the immediate aftermath and law enforcement responses. Okay, evacuation and campus lockdown. UVU was evacuated, classes were canceled, and a shelter-in-place order was issued. Authorities conducted a building-to-building search, as if that's going to help anything. This is not a higher learning movie. Medical response. Kirk was removed from the scene by security and taken to the hospital. So later, it said he later succumbed to his injuries and died that day, which is, yeah. Original passenger reports. A person was initially detained but later released once cleared. It was confirmed that no suspect is currently in custody and the shooter remains at large. The shooter remains at large, but they know that he was approximately 200 yards away on the same rooftop that they just named. And this is why my brother, you would consider it conspiracy, but it seems as if, like I said, this was government planned. You understand? The people in the higher ups don't like what he's talking about. You understand what I'm saying? So, I mean, yeah. You know, you're not going to be able to just move about the country in a way that you want to. You're just not going to be able to. There's no such thing as freedom of speech. Okay? So it says they had somebody in custody, but they let him go. So the shooter is still at large. This dude might have been that, but we're not going to go into that. Okay? Agencies involved. The FBI, along with the ATF and the local law enforcement, are all involved in the ongoing investigation. So, what do y'all think, man? You know what I'm saying? What do y'all think? Do y'all think this was just somebody that was extremely sensitive and just couldn't take, you know, the correction that Charlie was trying to give? He was just trying to give correction. You understand, guys? Like, dude, we just want the world to be at a stable, reasonable state when it comes to ethics and morality and stuff like that. Right now it's Sodom and Gomorrah out there. So you got activists like Charlie Kirk, Candace Owens, and a whole bunch of other different people who you might not always agree with, but you know they're trying to set some stuff out, you know, set some stuff straight. So look, this is what his tour was about. We're gonna break down what his tour was about. All right, his tour is called the American Comeback Tour. Okay, organized by Turning Point USA, the group Kirk founded. All right, designed as a college campus speaking and debate tour. So he's on college campuses, as if there haven't been shootings on college campuses before. But yeah, you understand? So it says this tour was supposed to be similar to his earlier Prove Me Wrong tour. If you know anything about that tour, that was a hit. You understand? So he was pretty much trying to follow it up with that. So Kirk framed it as a mission to save America. You got to understand, man. Save America from what? What is Charlie Kirk trying to save America from? See, a lot of people don't like it. You understand? People of my color think he's racist. Oh, he'll talk stuff about gang violence, and people will get offended as if gang violence is a good thing. Right? Do we really want gang violence or something? Like, why is it bad that he talked against gang violence? Then you'll have the LGBTQ and sometimes why. I don't know. You understand what I'm saying? They'll ask questions. He'll answer the questions. They'll get offended. And then somebody end up, just because people are offended. You don't know how to go and be offended and still live life? Why you got to take somebody out because you offended? Like, damn, grow some, never mind. You already was born with them, right? Okay, let's move on. All right. Okay, so it says the tour was designed to be a college campus speaking and debate tour, like Prove Me Wrong. Okay, Kirk framed it as a mission to save America from what he called leftist influence on culture. Excuse me with the notifications and stuff, man. I need to cut the mugs off. So politics and education. So there's a whole bunch of different indoctrinations that are going into the education. You see the T people going to schools and stuff and teaching our children. Well, I ain't gonna say our children. I took my kids out way before COVID. You understand what I'm saying? Like I saw, like I seen the forecast. I'm a meteorologist. You understand? I knew what they was trying to do. You understand? Hey, what's up, Adrian DeGracia? Did I say your last name right? What's up, man? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing, man? Yeah, man. So like I saw the forecast, man. I saw what they were trying to do. So they're trying to destroy the world, starting with America. And guess what? The rest of the countries follow after America. So you got activists like Charlie Kirk and Candace Owens and people like that are out there trying to put some type of order back in the world, man. You understand? But the scripture says no man will be able to save us. Only Christ can redeem us. You understand? It ain't no activist in the past 1,000 years that's been able to save us. It just ain't gonna happen. You understand? Now check this out. Look. What are the major themes and talking points of this American comeback tour that Charlie Kirk was trying to start, right? You have to remember, all of this matters because it led up to this shooting. What he was going to talk about on this tour is the reason that he's out. Okay, first of all, let me go up there and get the question that was asked right when he was taken out. Watch this. Okay, so it says, specifically, he was answering a question about mass shootings involving trans people. Mass shootings involving trans people. So do you think this is a conspiracy theory now? He said my sister is Spanish. I guess since I'm out here in Panama, they really showing this like all the Spanish people, just like when I'm on TikTok. This is super freaking annoying. It pisses me off. But I appreciate you guys for being on here, right? Okay. I hope you can understand me. I hope you can understand me, right? Okay, so it says, Adrian, can you understand what I'm saying? Let me know, man. So he was speaking on the mass shootings involving transgenders. Okay, so the member of the audience asked, "Hey, do you know how many mass shooters there have been in America over the last 10 years?" Kirk responded, "Counting or not counting gang violence?" And then right after that, bow. There it goes. There it goes. So anytime somebody asks a question about something people don't like, that's it. You putting yourself in danger, man. Okay? So now, let me get some more facts for you guys. Okay. So what happened after this? Let's see. Okay, so the major themes and talking points. Major themes and talking points that Charlie Kirk was about to go into. It says free speech on campus. And now you can see that backfired on him. No pun intended. Right? That backfired. There is no such thing as free speech. There's no such thing as free speech. So he was advocating for that. He was fighting for that so that people can have free speech on campus. And this is how he's being repaid. Okay, so Kirk often argued that conservative voices are censored or canceled in universities. So now he's on a university exercising his right to free speech to help them, and then bow. He used these tours to push back against what he called woke culture in higher education. Now, believe it or not, that's not a reach. This is how they get to your kids. This is how they attack your kids. They let you go to work and they make them go to school. So the teachers become as their parents because you only spend 3 to 4 hours with your kids, right? So whatever values or morals are instilled in your children come from the universities and the education system. So when you go out and you speak against that and start saying, hold on, man, can't no trans people come in there and teach my kids ABCs, or we shouldn't have to take this as an elective in college in order to freaking pass. Why? How come I can't graduate if I don't know the rights of trans people? That don't make no sense. So he was basically talking about that. So it says faith and values. Advocated for Christianity as central to America's foundation. Criticized progressive views on gender, sexuality, and religion in public life. Immigration and borders. Strong focus on securing a U.S.-Mexico border. So basically, all of these topics can make him a target. Every last one can make him a target. Okay, so it says he claimed illegal immigration threatens jobs, culture, and safety. So to tell you the truth, it could have been any one of them. You know, it could have been, I ain't trying to like point fingers, but anybody that don't like that illegal immigration conversation right there. Could have been like, man, all right, F all that. You understand what I'm saying? So it's all, like I said, when you put yourself out there as an activist, you pretty much just put yourself in danger. That's just how it's gonna go. Okay? So economic and American comeback. He called for lower taxes, reduced government regulation. I think this is awesome, to tell you the truth. Charlie Kirk also wanted energy independence. How is that a bad thing? Don't you want energy independence? Dog, I'm out here in Panama right now. Our dang on energy bill is like $900. You understand? We want freaking solar and stuff like that. In some places, it ain't even legal, right? But you can have energy independence. That's what he was fighting for. Like, how is he such a bad dude? Other than the stereotypes, right? And assumptions, accusations and stuff, right? Okay, so he framed as bringing jobs and prosperity back to working class Americans. So culture and identity, politics. He criticized the DEI, diversity and equity and inclusion programs. Now I'm guessing that's what got him the moniker or the tag as an undercover racist. Like, oh, so you don't like the diversity, equity, and inclusion programs? Or you don't like the trans policies, right? He described them as identity politics over merit. I think that's crazy, right? So political mobilization. The tour wasn't just talk, right? It was tied to activating young conservative voters for the 2026 midterms and beyond. He regularly connected his debates back to building a movement. You understand? So, I mean, like, what's going on, y'all? What's going on? Who was the shooter? Why did they shoot him? Which one of these policies was he trying to overturn that made him a target? Which one of these movements did he offend? Right? Did he offend your movement? Let me know. I'll see you guys on the next one. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and sub.